In the studio with me today is Datuk Richard Fong, President of International Real Estate Federation Malaysia, or also known as FIABCI Malaysia. The Malaysia Property Award, or the Oscar of the property industry, is an annual award presentation to recognize outstanding property developments in Malaysia. This year, the presentation will be held on November 12 at the One World Hotel in Bantah Utama, Petaling Jaya. Hi Datuk Fong, welcome to Menara Star. And Datuk, FIABCI Malaysia is into its 16th year of the Malaysia Property Award. What are the objectives of this annual award presentation?
Thank you, Rachel. Well, as you have put it earlier, the FIABCI Malaysia Property Award is considered to be the Oscar of the real estate industry or the property industry. The objective of this award is to reward excellence, and we want to improve the standard and quality of Malaysian property developers. That means projects, we need to improve the quality and design of it.
Okay, and Datuk, how much progress and changes have been achieved over the years?
Over the years, the quality and standards of these of those projects that have been submitted for these awards are getting more and more better, more and more better designed, better conceptualized, and better quality. We can see the difference between what was submitted 10 years ago and what is submitted today. Definitely there is a lot of improvement, and in so doing, FIABCI has done its part in improving the standard of the housing industry in Malaysia. In fact, for a person to win one of these awards is really very difficult. It's not easy to win. You must really be really outstanding to win, because those people who are submitting in their projects to be considered for this award, they are from all the top class developers in the country. You have got people like SB Setia, IGB, Bandar Utama, E&O, Bandaraya. These are all the top rate developers who are submitting every year for their projects. So for you to win, for a property developer to win one of these awards, it is really considered to be an honor. And there are also benefits, why people are so keen to submit and win one of these awards. Let's say an award is for the best low-rise residential condominium project, or the best high-rise residential condominium. If you are a winner of one of these awards, you can put the award as part of your advertising, in your advertising. So when you advertise for your next project, say, hey, we are one of the winners last year of the FIABCI Property Award. And by so doing, you give recognition to the property developer. You might be able to sell your property 10% higher because of the recognition given to you. Right. So in that respect, it is a very much sought after award.
Okay. Is this one of the ways for the property developers to strengthen their brand as well?
Yes, to strengthen the brand, and also one of the ways for us to improve the standard of property development in Malaysia, because everybody is trying to do their best to win the award.
Yes. Okay. And Datuk, you are also the Group Executive Vice Chairman of Glomac Berhad. So in your opinion, how is the Malaysian property sector performing now?
The Malaysian property sector, at the moment, sales are slow, as you can all expect. We have been affected. We have been affected by the financial turmoil in the world. As a result, everybody is just waiting. Waiting. Hey, what's going to happen? Shall we buy a property now, or shall we wait? So everyone is playing a waiting game. Of course, sales are still going on a bit slow, because there will still be people who say, I cannot wait, I need to buy a house. Especially for those new first-time buyers, they really need to get a house right away, so they cannot afford to wait. But for in general, definitely sales are slow. But however, the prices have not dropped. You know, if you look at the stock market prices have dropped by 50%, some cases 70-80%. But our Malaysian property prices have not dropped at all up to today. Whether it will drop in the coming future, we don't know. But if you had bought property last year, instead of buying the stock market, you'll be okay. But if you had bought shares last year, you will lost 50% of it.
And Datuk, why do you think the prices are still can be sustainable?
Actually, our Malaysian property prices are comparatively quite low compared with our regional peers. You know, compared with Singapore, with Bangkok, or even Jakarta, Hong Kong, we are quite reasonable. No? We are not very high. So as a result of it, we didn't form any bubble at all during the last 3-4 years, the boom time. When you got bubble forming in Singapore, Hong Kong, all that, we didn't have a bubble. You know, Singapore prices were the top end of the condominium market. They were about, some cases, 10 times more expensive than this. Can you imagine 10 times? So there was a bubble in Singapore property market, but in Malaysia, we didn't have a bubble as per se. Yeah.
And what are the strengths and weaknesses of the local developers?
Local developers today, the big ones, the strong ones, they are all very well organized and very well managed. In fact, Malaysian developers, I think, have got one of the best management organizations among the region. You know, compared to Thailand, compared to Indonesia, even Singapore, I think Malaysian developers in general have been performing very well. Of course, there are a few developers, the smaller ones, who might not be so good in quality-wise and management-wise. And these are the developers that sometimes give a bad name to the industry. So there's no way for us to monitor all the developers. All I can tell the public, the investing public, is when you buy a house, make sure you buy a house from a reputable developer.
And Datuk, what do you think? How can the industry improve further?
I think the industry can improve further by having better managers in the industry, better engineers, so that we can have got better quality. You know. At the moment, the main complaints about developers are the quality of the finishes. You can hear, you know, even the newspaper, when you take possession of a house, the roof is leaking, the walls are not straight, you know, and you might have cracks in the walls. So these are the faults of the developers, that they have not looked into the quality of the contractors themselves. And of course, there is another problem, is the quality of the contractors itself. As you are aware, 90% of today's workers in the construction industry are Indonesians. You know, so it's very hard for us to keep track on the quality of contractors. So this is one of the weaknesses of the industry, is that you cannot guarantee the performance of contractors. Maybe we need to have more dialogue with the contractors and come up with a standard. You know.
And Datuk, what is your outlook for the local property market in view of the current economic situation?
I think we need a crystal ball to look into this. The property market today is still very stable. No, I won't say it's strong, but prices are holding. Nobody is being forced to sell property at a discounted price. Going forward, if our economy really goes into a recession, maybe it will happen next year. I'm not saying it will. At the moment, I think Bank Negara is still projecting a GDP growth next year of about only 3.5%, 4%. So that means we still have got growth, you know. And if we have still got growth in our economy, that means our manufacturers should be okay, you know. Our plantation should be okay. So I don't think we will see any drop in property prices. But the year after that, we hope that the recession should, in the worldwide recession, should recover and things should be back to normal. But I think Malaysia is quite lucky in the way we are quite insulated from the rest of the world. Not 100% insulated, but we are protected in a way. And I think for next year, sales will still be slow, but it will go on because a lot of developers, they have accumulated a lot of, how would I say, a lot of fat over the good years. So a lot of them are not launching new projects. Everyone is just sitting back and wait and see how the economy will develop.
With that, we come to the end of our interview with Datuk Fong, President of FIABCI Malaysia. Thanks once again, Datuk. Thank you for your time, Datuk Fong.
You're welcome.